So I'm here at the last of the Liberty ships. There's two. This one is in San Francisco. So right now, entering one of their cabins. I believe this is my fifth or fourth time here. But every time I go here, it's pretty awesome. It's like being here for the first time again. So I was reminded that this is one of two remaining Liberty ships. So basically, transport materials, troops to and from Europe during World War II. And here you see a lovely portrait or a picture of the Jeremiah O Brien. We're just gonna do a little tour and enjoy history one more time. So this one is a tribute to the sailors. Here we got 3 tables, nice sturdy wooden chairs, electric fan, a little bit about Jeremiah O Brien. Here's kind of the speaker thing back in the day. I don't think, maybe they use it, maybe they don't, but this is what was active back in those days, kind of like vintage speaker I've seen. Here we got a guest book, a clock, a portrait of a ship, let's say a merchant marine ship. It is the HMS Marguerite. Marguerite? Yeah, Margarita. Hello. So, I'm going to go outside and this side. So, out there we have the Alcatraz Island. I've been there a couple of times. On the left is Tiburon, and way far back there is Angel Island. On the right you can see Treasure Island, Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39. So if you're a student, it costs $12. If you're not a student, I believe it costs $20. Limits, and we got, that's a fire station by the way. Here, let's see, I kind of forgot. Oh, this is the aft house. Here is the rear of the ship. We got one Jeremiah O Brien floating device. And here we have a lovely view. Rear part of the ship itself, the merchant marine ship. The water is a bit murky. So, if you're kind of curious, hello, how's it going? I saw a ladder on that side. Yeah. We got propane. Here. This is sealed, but we got a ladder right here. So you can go up. That's just falling. So this is off limits, but you go. This is one of the gunners on the rear. We got two anti-aircraft gunners or guns or turrets, whatever have you. But to preserve its structure, highly suggested don't touch it. Do see sometimes, a couple of times I come here, the turret. I would suggest not to do that because it is off limits. Here we got a cannon. I forgot the proper terminology for that, but it has a name, MK31 MOD-1. So let's see. Yeah, pretty big cannon right there. To operate the machine, left or right. You got the cannon right there pointing out to the sea. Again, this is a merchant marine ship. It has defensive structures, but not as much as, because the main purpose of this ship is to transport troops and materials to and from the field of war or the battlefields. Again, you see the Alcatraz right there, the Gate Bridge, Marine Headlands, Fort Baker, Angel Island, Tiburon, Sausalito, Oakland, Oakland Bay Bridge, Treasure Island, Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 29. So down we have a couple of raft. Crow's Nest. So last time this gun was Tiburon ferry boat. Markings kind of look like Tiburon ferry boat. So here we got the sign, left, right, front of this. Left and the right, you got a little Dutch tool orientation device right here. Yes. So it's like designed to capture every area. Yeah.
360 degrees, yeah.
Oh, it's not a GoPro. It's a cheap version. It's a Samsung 360. Because GoPro is way too expensive.
Yeah.
Last merchant marine ship is located in Baltimore, besides this one. I believe this is part of the original mothball fleet, as they call it. Here we have, oh, it's not working. It usually works. But that's designed to tell the tourist the history about the ship. This is one of their cabins. They do use it from time to time for special events, take it out of the Bay Area. This is something I haven't noticed before. It might be either restored or brand new. As you can see, we got modern equipment, bags. People do stay over, volunteers, special events. Again, they do take it, for example, 4th of July, Memorial Day, I believe Veterans Day. I wonder why the box is not working today. Usually works though. Oh. It's not signals, it's kids. So, going back in, let's see if I miss anything. So, two-person cabin. So you got the dresser right there. There's the dresser. Beds, two-person beds. Here on the other side we got four-person beds, cabinet, seat. What else? So sick bays, showing towards that area, main deck. Another four, possibly five-person cabin. What else? Shower area. Cantina, and the kitchen. Jeremiah O Brien kitchen. I think the most recent time, besides today, was a year ago. They were prepping something here before. I think it's for volunteers mainly. Let's see now. Here we got the kitchen again, washroom, cookies. Let's see. Fridge, wash area, oilers and deck engineer, please do not enter. So this is where they're stationed at. Bathroom for two people, no toilet, shower only, cabin for four, toilet for two, cabin for four, shower area, cabin for four. So the engine room is to this area. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Now again, I was reminded that this particular spot was used for the movie Titanic. But I thought it was a Queen Mary engine. I stand corrected. There's a tour guide when I visited Queen Mary. Queen Mary, the ship, not the person. According to him, it was that ship, but then again, I was reminded that this is the engine area used for the movie Titanic. So there's one part of the big monster hunk of metal right there, pipes. Got the pipes right there. So certain parts you can go to, walkways, I'm not sure, I keep forgetting. It's been a while since I've been back here. But certain parts are off limits, certain parts are okay to go to. So I'm going to check it one more time. If you have a fear of narrow spaces, this is not ideal. But I'm not afraid of narrow spaces. So, let's see now. Yeah, this brings back memories. The first time I think I've been here was, I think 2009 or 7. One of those 2 years. So, a little bit perspective on the walkway, pipe area. So this one we got main engine, 3-cylinder, triple expansion, double acting. Steam engine provides 2,500 HP at 76 RPM. Carburetor cylinder, 24.5. Just gives you a little info about what you're looking at. And we got the main throttle valve. superheated steam to main throttle valve. What else? Let me just put this here for now. Like so. So this is the front part of the ship, the front part area where you have the front anti-aircraft gunner on both sides. On the far front is the front cannon. Two left anti-aircraft guns, turrets, whatever you want to call them, on each side as well. So you got two in there, far front, two weapon area. We got the area where they put the raft on both sides. You got some back, so here in this middle part, correctly, this is the middle part area. You got 4 anti-aircraft guns or turrets. So you got 4 in the middle, 2 in the back, plus the cannon. On the front area, the bow area, part of the ship, you got 2 and then 1 cannon. So this is, you know, 1, 2 back there. That's the right side, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. The same as that. There's some turrets in the back. They swivel around, shut down incoming aircrafts or what have you. You got kamikazes, you got, the Japanese, if this was in Asia, it's, the Japanese would be kamikazes. If it's in Europe, it's going to be the Nazis. So, again, I believe, as I recall, this is part of the mothball ship in Toledo, because decommissioned ships are technically either scrapped USS Iowa, I believe when I went there, there's a guy who was telling me it was scheduled to be scrapped till, Americans saved it by donations and whatnot. So, I'm going to go back inside and see some of the box or the guide boxes or whatever you want to call it, if it works. supposed to tell you what that excuse me, section of the ship was about, but it's either malfunctioning or there's no power linking to the particular box. Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
good, how are you?
Good, good. So let's see now. Chart room.
Work of navigating the Jeremiah O Brien voyages was done in the chart room. The second mate was responsible for maintaining the ship's charts and navigating the vessel. The O'Brien's chart room contained a radio direction finder that could be used to take bearings on shore radio stations, as well as a pedometer or depth finder. But other than that, the ship's navigation equipment was not much different than that used during the age of sail. The chart room also contained the Scott radio, which is located on the shelf near the port. This radio could be used by the crew to tune in news and entertainment broadcasts and contained special shielding to prevent it from putting out radio frequency emissions that could be tracked by any U-boats. The large cylinder in the center of the chart room is the ship's gyro compass. Gyro compasses were not a standard feature on Liberty ships when the O'Brien was built, but she had this one installed during her wartime career.
So that one was a chart room, and the box and formation box works. Let's try this one, the captain's quarters.
The ship's captain, also known as the master, did not stand the watch, but was at all times responsible for the safe operation of the ship. The captain was quartered near the bridge so he could be summoned at a moment's notice. The slang term, old man, was not always fitting for the captain of a wartime Liberty ship. During the war, it was not unheard of for captains to be young men in their early to mid-20s. In addition to his stateroom and office, the master was the only person on the ship with a private bathroom. These quarters were spacious compared to those occupied by the ship's crew, but Captain A.A. DeSmith, who commanded the O'Brien in Normandy, did find one deficiency. While his office was encased in concrete asphalt composite armor, material that protected the wheelhouse and other vital areas, his sleeping quarters were not. He had the crew cover the deck above his stateroom in a layer of sandbags to provide some additional protection. Cadets were students from one of the maritime academies who were training to be deck or engineering officers. Part of their curriculum was a 6-month period of practical training at sea, which meant sailing on an active merchant vessel. During this time, the cadets' education was handled by the ship's officers, who would sometimes test their resolve by assigning dirty or challenging tasks. O'Brien Cadet Coleman Schneider recalled the job that was low when he was hoisted aloft to grease the ship's rigging. Because they were sailing on active merchant ships, cadets served in all theaters of the Second World War and were often in harm's way. The United States Merchant Marine Academy in Kings Point, which was established during the war, was the only Federal Service Academy that sent students into the war zone as part of their training, and 142 Kings Point students lost their lives during the war. The radio room on a Liberty ship would often be its only link to the outside world. For security reasons, ships typically maintained radio silence, but there was still a large amount of radio traffic for the radio operator to monitor. Radio signals were sent in Morse code, unlike voice communications that are common today. Merchant ships often carried only a single radio officer, although they could sometimes be assisted by communications personnel from the Naval Armed Guard. If the ship needed to be abandoned, it had a portable hand-crank radio, and the radio officer was responsible for transporting it to a lifeboat and continued to send out distress calls. The O'Brien's radio equipment is still functional and continues to operate as a radio telegraph station under its original wartime call letters, KXCH. You're now in the ship's wheelhouse or bridge. Under wartime conditions, this space would typically only be used when under fire with poor visibility from inside. The original equipment was very limited. The ship's wheel was used to control the rudder side of the wheel at the binnacle is a repeater that indicates the ship's heading, whether it's true north, as determined by the gyrograms in the chart. There are also controls for lighting, as well as flare indicators on the aftermarket. Sound-powered phones and speaking tubes were available to speak with the engine room and other critical locations. There originally were no indicators for displaying the actual rudder angle or engine speed. These have been added to comply with modern safety requirements.
The hospital on the Liberty ship was little more than a bunk room equipped with basic medical supplies and lighter weight bed frames that could double as gurneys. Most merchant ships did not carry a doctor or any other specialized medical personnel, although pursers typically had a pharmacist rating and had basic medical training. The primary duties of the purser were to keep track of the ship's payroll and other business, as well as operate slot chests, where it's proved by items such as cigarettes, candy, and toiletries. Ships operating with an escort had the option to transfer patients to a naval vessel with a doctor and more advanced medical facilities. But otherwise, any treatment was handled by the ship's officers with the assistance of a government-issued medical guidebook.
This cabin was occupied by the chief mate. In addition to standing a navigational watch, he was responsible for managing the work done by the deck department and also oversaw the stowage of cargo when in port. Cargo operations needed to be carefully managed as objects of various sizes and shapes had to be fit into the available space, all the while ensuring that the weight was properly distributed to maintain the ship's stability. In addition to filling the holes, all available deck space was crammed with items like trucks, tanks, locomotives, airplanes, even landing craft and PT boats. Return voyages often presented a different problem, as there was little or no cargo leaving the war zone, and the ship needed to load ballast in order to maintain stability and keep the propeller in the water. This ballast would often be material like sand or even rubble from bombed-out buildings. Ships returning from locations where there was no ballast available would often have to partially flood the after holds. The crews of these ships sometimes used the flooded holes as impromptu swimming pools, at least until the water became too foul for swimming.
That's interesting. Let's see. We got the chief in
The
there.
chief engineer, often referred to simply as the chief, enjoyed both an office and a separate bunk compartment. The chief engineer was responsible for all the ship's machinery, and like the captain, did not stand a watch. The day-to-day operation of the engine room was overseen by the ship's 3 assistant engineers, but the chief could be reached in his quarters by way of a simple voice tube if any questions arose. The chief had a full set of documentation for the ship's structure and machinery.
So the red lights are an added feature. Back to the depths. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, let's see that. Down the engine room. Let's see if we can find a talkie box or an information box that works. Those work upstairs, but there's certain areas that the talkie box or information box does not work. Maybe low in battery. Let's see. Again, we're back to the engine room area. So, recap. According to our historian, this bit right here was the one used for the movie Titanic. So if you look here, this one talks about sewage system, changeover from shore to ship. 1, shut off tank pump. 2, close ball valve. 3, notify watch engineer not to pump bilges. 4, open 15. 5, 11 is always open. 6, open 10. And 7, switch tank pump back on. So you can see pipes in this section. There's a workstation here. It's off limits. Walkway to various areas of the engine room. Some valves in this section. Superheated steam to main throttle valve. This section right here. So in this section, main throttle valve, main engine. 3 cylinders, triple expansion, double acting, provides 2500 HP at 76 RPM. High pressure 24.5, intermediate 37, low pressure 70. Stroke 40. Okay, let's see. Very narrow steps. Pants is falling. Oh, they do have an information box. Nice. Low battery, doesn't talk. So this basically just give you the specs of the engine room and the ship itself. So length is 441 feet 6 inches. Draft 27 feet and 878 inches. Freeboard 9 feet. So you just look at the specs of the ship itself. Crew 59, 41 civilian plus 18 Navy gunners. Again, this is a merchant marine ship, so its main purpose is to transport and not to be the front line against another battleship. It's mainly a transportation ship. Here we got the main condenser, this section right here. You can't go beyond this line, so you can just eyeball it from this area. Closed section, it's just mainly the walkways, how the engineers got around. The Queen Mary was a civilian ship turned into a merchant marine ship during World War II when the axis of powers was against the Allies. So basically, it's another version of Titanic, the Queen Mary. This is not the Queen Mary, this is the Jeremiah O Brien. So here we get a diagram of the engine compartment, the main engine. Here it talks about the boilers, auxiliaries, main engine. Again, the talkie box does not work. Now, go here, another walkway, and eyeball the workstation of the engineers. I'll give you a better look. Oh, this one is active. Here we got a couple of wrench. That's a big ass wrench. Electric power section, couple of valves. Usually they have a local maintenance crew working here when tourists comes around, but at the moment I think they might not be working at the moment. Here we have the ship service generators, so 1, 2, 3, but then again it's basically, here's the information about it, the specs. It talks about 120 volts direct current, 167 amps, 20 kilowatts. Here you can see the workstation where the volunteers and the veterans that serve their time and modern volunteers, they lube the equipment, making sure they don't rust and stay preserved for future generations. Oh, just for those that do not understand what a merchant marine is, it's basically a transport ship being targeted by the Nazis or the Japanese during World War II. It's their main target because on board this particular ship are soldiers, equipments to and from Europe or Asia, whichever this ship is assigned. They mainly chase this bad boy, try to sink it, but it has some defenses, it has some bodyguards whenever they're deployed. If you watch World War II movies, it does sometimes incorporate ships like this.
Sorry.
How's it going?
Good.
That's good.
I'm sorry, you were talking to us or?
I'm just describing.
Not sure.
Yep. Going up at the engine room. Okay, here, authentic lantern. That's the light they used, right? World War II. Let's see. Some narrow toilet right there. Oh, I forgot. The section where they have the museum is way up front. Okay. So we just exit this bit right here, make a left, we go to the forward part, and just like the USS Hornet, it's a little bit part of the middle area of the ship. So you won't get lost. It's right here. Watch your step right here. Narrow stairway area. I believe they have an active movie.
begin of a great voyage was by no means the end of a great career for Jeremiah O Brien.
The Jeremiah right now is based in San Francisco, and currently working the ship. With regular cruises on the bay, the ship is maintained standards required by the United States Coast Guard and the American Bureau of Shipping. It's an active American flag merchant ship. It's now over 60 years old. It's manned by a volunteer crew. It's a very popular ship, very popular history. Sometimes the most important things to remember are the ordinary people who used to do their duty and did what had to be done.
Here we have Chaplin's music, organ, during World War II. That's what it looks like. The American Jeep. Still believe that this Jeep is still a highly sought after vehicle because it's really sturdy, good quality compared to vehicles nowadays. That's why whenever you see a vintage vehicle, barely anybody that owns it wants to sell it. 'Cause this thing can last forever. So this one in particular is called the Jeep one, Liberty. It's well maintained, so this is what it looks like. You get some mirror on the side. Wipers will go in this section. Steering wheel here. You got the brake, the what do you call this? Gear, shift gear, gas. So you can fit 1, 2. If somebody sits here, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 in the back. It can fit 4 people here if you're going to count those side back to back. Here we got a diagram. In this section, I'm talking about the Nazi defense. Nazi flag white armors display the hated symbol. So it's just a little kind of like diagram on what it looked like. The human toll unloading across the beach. Alright, thanks. Bill France gives us the diorama. Normandy invasion, which liberated their country in 1944. Yeah, one of my relatives talked about, because one of my relatives is actually she's already 90-something. She talked about when Japanese soldiers invaded the Philippines, and she talks about how horrible it was, which is very horrible because you got invaded by a foreign power, and it's terrible times all around.
You are now in number 1 hold, the forward-most cargo hold on the ship. During the war, ships occasionally developed cracks, and on several occasions the cracks so severely that they sank. One theory that was widely believed at the time was that this was being caused by stresses locked into the hull by the new welding processes that were being used to mass-produce ships. But this turned out not to be the case. The primary cause of the cracking was eventually traced to square hatch corners, such as those that you can see above you, which resulted in areas of high stress concentrations where fatigue cracks could develop. The problem was made worse by the combination of welded construction and steel that became brittle at cold temperatures. This combination meant that in cold waters, a crack could potentially run all the way around a ship's hull in an instant. Starting in 1940,